What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Shot of Sports podcast. Grab a drink, a snack. This is your weekly dose of sports, where we'll break down and do a deep dive of the world of sports. Whether you're a casual fan or a diehard, we're here to bring you the latest, the best analysis, and the hottest takes. Subscribe, share, and even comment. We appreciate all feedback. Smash the like button for us on the right, and tap the notification bell on the right so you can be notified whenever we drop, so you won't miss one. Today we got on the show is here Spencer, Drew
Yo,
Best, Chris Pittner, and Noah Kapolowski. We have a big cast today.
no Sam Strash. He's
No
not.
Sam
Dude, Sam
Strash.
Strashman it, bro.
The Strasher is working and probably complaining about the Brewers.
We'll get all six on one of these days for sure.
Hopefully for the draft when the NBA
Bro.
draft goes.
I won't be on for the draft, so that's gonna be me ruining that one.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, okay, of course, as usual.
Doing that night shift.
Look at this guy.
This guy.
Shucks.
So what you been up to, Nolan? How's it feel to be back on again?
Feels good. Apologize for my couple week absence, but duty calls. Duty calls. Big events going on at work, meetings and such.
You're actually
Just-
awake today, though. That's a
I am. Yep.
He's doing his best Anthony Davis impression.
Yeah. Exactly right.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly right. No, but happy to be back.
All right, well, we'll jump right into it. The Thunder, obviously, they take the series, but the Cardiac Pacers go up 3-1 on the New York Knicks after defeating them 130 to 121 on Tuesday, while the Thunder are headed to the finals. Minnesota got blitzed from jump, and Hallie was the best player in the playoffs with that game that he just had. I mean, he was the first player to have 0 turnovers since they tracked turnovers, I believe, in 1977. So, OKC is the first team in NBA history to have 4 wins by 30-plus in the playoffs, and Shea becomes just the 5th player in NBA history to record 40, 10, 9, and in a conference finals game. So, a lot of history that we just witnessed over these playoffs for the past, 2 days?
Hey, man. Let me tell you something. We're about to have some really, really uncomfortable conversations if he wins the finals. Really uncomfortable. Like better than like James Harden and Westbrook conversations. Okay.
Oh boy.
He
Look,
is.
no one wants to
He
hear it.
does.
No one wants to hear it, but if he wins the finals, the finals MVP, there's nothing you can tell him anymore. He's going to be the first MVP since Curry in 2015 to win MVP, and it's just or win the finals and MVP. And dude, he last night, I don't want to hear anything about flopping. He scored 34 with 4 free throws, by the way. So enough of that flopping stuff. He can score anywhere on the court. I've been saying that all playoffs. Yes, he gets a lot of calls, but let's not ignore everyone else in the playoffs getting the crazy calls. Like, for example, on the other side, Jalen Brunson. Okay. And
Thank
like
you.
moving on to that series, the Pacers look unstoppable. I mean, the Knicks have a knack of coming back in games, but it only lasts so long, and I don't think they can sustain that the entire playoffs. So if they're going to come down 3-1, they're going to have to play like real hard ball, real hard defense. They got to get off screens faster, not let Hallie get to the paint so easily and get these crazy layups. I mean, it's gonna take everybody to come back from a 3-1 lead, especially against a team that hot. So I got Thunder in 6 or 5, regardless of who they play. But I will say Halliburton is having a historical playoff run individually. I don't think the Pacers are as a team, but individually he's having one of the best point guard runs we've seen in maybe a decade or two. So
Yeah, I mean, I guess I have to agree with you on all those points. I know we've talked about even ranging back to last night, a lot of our philosophies about who's had a more impressive run to this point. And even since we've had that conversation, I think my philosophy at least has changed a little bit. I think that so far the Pacers have had a more impressive run, but at the same time, I think it's unfair to kind of categorize it or say it a certain way before we get through the finals. I think that decision is going to be made for us in a few weeks. It's kind of like, I mean, Nazir, I know you're a track guy. I know Chris is a track guy. This is like trying to decide who's had a better race before you hand it off to the anchor and the relays. So there's still a lot of basketball to be played, and the Pacers, like I said, still have to make it. I think so far what they've done has been more impressive, but if they go and get beat by the Thunder in 5, that's all it can still wash. So, but on the other side of things, Anthony Edwards, man, we needed you to show up in these big moments, and in back-to-back years, they just haven't been able to get it done. There's going to be, as we said about the uncomfortable conversations about Shea, there might be some uncomfortable conversations about Ant too, because you can't be one of the greatest basketball players until the lights are the brightest, and that's where they distinguish who's great and who's good.
He's the same age.
I just know Tyrese Halliburton needs to get history signs, but I think that when we
I hope they put it up so you can call it corny.
We're gonna have to have a very strong conversation if Tyrese Halliburton goes and wins the finals. He's going to have to be looked at as a superstar. I don't care what Stephen A. is saying. He's not a superstar. He's not a superstar. He's not, dude. If he wins the finals against the best team in the league, that's superstar material.
100%.
The issue is he has to do it first, and no point guard can mess with him at this stage right now. And that's a fact. No guard in the league. I've been saying this also. Anthony Edwards can't. Ja can't. When I watched Hallie against Shea, he can't mess with Shea. So it's like he has to do it first. I think he's on the verge of superstardom, but I don't think he's a superstar yet. I think he's very close, and I only say that because I mean the injuries in the other two teams that he played. That's the only reason I say that. Because Thunder, they dismantled every team they've gone through so far, and while the Pacers have as well, there are some injuries that kind of played a cause in that. So I'm gonna leave it at that, but. He's a star. I'm not disputing that. Superstar.
Him and David was going at it all last night. I had to turn my noties off. But, yeah, I mean, I can't really say that him playing the Cavs and then being injured is like a bad thing, because even without Darius Garland, or even when they had missed one player, they still were winning games. Like, when the Cavs were missing players throughout the season, they were still putting belts behind on people. Like, I just can't. I can't really like look past that, but I can see with the Bucks injury though, because Damian Lillard was an X factor, and Damian Lillard was the Bucks. Him and Giannis were the Bucks at that point. So
even when we saw Dame play in that series too, he was hobbled still. He was coming off the deep vein thrombosis. So obviously he didn't play very well, but that was also because he was coming off another injury, a potentially one where he almost, one could argue, rushed back from.
Yeah, I mean, they had so many role players that stepped up for the Bucks, but it just wasn't enough. Like, everybody was counting the Pacers out the whole postseason. You know, the minute they got here in the postseason, nobody thought they were going to West Conference Finals, let alone beat Boston. Like, oh my God, that was insane. But the Knicks beat Boston, so that changes everything. I still think they could have beat Boston.
I will say Nolan did call that like the first game of the season. He said Celtics are not doing anything. I will say that.
Boston was not convincing at all to me this year, and that's why I thought the East was a little more wide open. Now, again, this doesn't take anything away from the Pacers' run at all, because I think it is a great run. Don't get me wrong; nobody really expected them here, like Jalen was saying. But I do think that the East was wide open.
Yep.
And when you hear, I know we might touch on this in a little bit, but when you hear people talking about, is this the greatest playoff run of all time? Hell no, this is not the greatest playoff run of all time. Who have they really beaten that was good? A hobbled Bucks team without Dame.
Trying to tell you.
A New York Knicks team led by Jalen Brunson, and a Cavaliers team who some of their players were injured throughout that entire series, some of their key players. So I don't know, and as far as Tyrese Halliburton goes, I would put him in a superstar category. I think he's earned it. I'm going to give him his flowers. I think that he deserves that title right now. But is he one of like the upper echelon? Like, is he one of like the
No,
five
that's what I'm
best
saying.
players
No.
in the league?
That's what I'm saying.
No.
That's
No.
superstar status to me. That's my definition. You have to be a top 5 at least.
I think superstar status is a little more loosely defined, especially in the NBA.
Because there's so many players.
That's what I'm saying. And I think that there are guys like, if you are a key leader on your team, especially a team that is going to go to the finals, you know, I think that you can be categorized as a superstar. He's been doing this for a couple years. He's been a great guy, but he's not one of like the 5 best players in the
He's
league.
not
or
one of the
anything
10.
like that.
He didn't even
Yeah,
make second team.
I could maybe see him as a fringe 10 guy, but he's definitely not like 6 or 7 or anything like that either. So, you know, but the Pacers run, it's impressive because they're a 4 seed, but it's not like, this is not like an all-time, you know, like underdog run we're seeing right now.
If he wins the finals, is he above Luka?
I would say an underdog run would probably be the Pistons being in this situation.
Yeah, that's facts.
Yeah. Excuse me, Drew, did you just ask if Tyrese Halliburton would be above Luka if he wins?
If he won the finals,
Would
he?
So.
Are you serious, dude?
I think
Hell
so.
no.
Why not?
What are you talking about?
That's what I
If he
meant.
wins the finals,
Hey,
No.
that's
If
what
he
I
wins the
meant.
finals,
That's
why not?
exactly what I meant.
If he wins
No.
finals and finals MVP, why not? He got more
the conversation could be had.
He's
Well,
not
the thing
Especially
is,
if he beats
he's not
the
winning the
Thunder.
finals. There's no way they beat OKC.
If he takes down
that.
Shea, if he takes down Shea and he wins the finals with this team, I think it's a
Not the guard.
conversation. I think Luka's a better player overall, but I think that you can certainly argue for Tyrese if he wins the finals.
Who wins? Who wins more? That's the thing, bro. Like if Shea wins, I mean, I already think he's better than Luka. I thought
Look
that
at the
for
team.
over a year.
You guys are forgetting that Luka Doncic just took his team to the finals last year, a Mavericks team, which was also like a 4, or it was a 5 seed. They were a 5 seed.
And
He
then
also
got
just took
traded
his
because
team
of
to the
that.
finals last year, and he ran into a Celtics team that was like an all-time team. Like the
And he got
Celtics
exposed, bro.
were really good.
He got exposed though.
Yes.
If Shea gets exposed,
He
then
doesn't play any
Tyrese.
defense, but I mean, come on, that's ridiculous.
It's
That's
2 parts
almost-
of the game.
I'm just telling you that
that is just absolutely ridiculous to me to say that if he wins, you would talk about him being better than Luka Doncic.
Dude, that's
Heck
crazy.
no.
Bro,
Look at how
it's
good
crazy.
the
this is what we're
Pacers
saying.
team
This is what we're saying. We're saying that if Tyrese Halliburton and the Indiana Pacers win the finals, there's going to be some real uncomfortable conversations. That's
Like,
one of them.
people are already trying to put him over CP3 all time. Like it's crazy.
Okay.
Like it's
Hell no. It's
He's
just,
not,
He
that's
but-
wins
not
this
right.
ring. There will be a lot of uncomfortable conversations that will.
There's
have
already
to be had.
uncomfortable with
I
Shea.
think there's
bro.
uncomfortable conversations no matter what
Okay,
happens.
real
but
quick. Nolan, do you think Shea is better than Luka? Oh my God.
That is more of a conversation in my. I would put him above Luka right now. Yeah, I would put him above Luka
Why do you put him above Luka? Tell me that. Tell me why.
because he's an MVP. He is He's like I would say he is close to, if not in the top 5 players in the NBA right now.
So
And they're going to win the finals. He's going to win. Like we're talking about ifs. With
Okay,
the Pacers. The Thunder are
okay,
going
but
to win.
everything you just said.
he's not winning.
But-
There's no way.
Everything you just said.
They match up terribly against this team.
I agree, but everything you just said. MVP. He's going to win the finals. And what was your third top? What was your third one? My bad.
He's the key leader of this team. Like the Pacers are a deep team that has Halliburton's the leader,
Yes.
but the Pacers are a deep team.
But
They
let's-
have
Or
good
the
players
Thunder.
besides
But let's
them.
say this. The
Not
Pacers.
saying that the Thunder don't, but
Isaiah Joe scored 11 points in 6 minutes last night.
So Tyrese wins finals MVP. He wins the finals, and he's the leader of the team who won the finals. Everything you just said about Shea, that would make him better than Luka. I'm not.
And he's not
saying-
supposed to win
he's
it.
not.
He's not
Tyrese
supposed to
Halliburton's
win.
not the MVP of the league, and you can talk about foul baiting
Finals
all you
MVP
want for Shai
is
Gilgeous-Alexander,
arguably better.
but he's absolute bucket even when he's not at the line.
Finals
I mean,
MVP
you
is
can-
arguably better though. A better accomplishment.
I mean, I think Shai's a more talented player. I'm pure and plain
I mean,
and simple.
I agree. I'm just saying, like, if he
We're not
wins the
comparing
finals
Shea
MVP,
and Tyrese in this. We're comparing Luka and Tyrese.
yeah, if Tyrese wins the finals, bro, there's gonna
That's what I meant by
If he
uncomfortable
wins the finals,
conversations will
like
have to
you're
be
I have
had.
there's
no
not
doubt
gonna be a
he'll
lot
win
of
the finals
dispute on
MVP.
that, bro. That's like Jalen Hurts, for example, won the Super Bowl. You know how many uncomfortable conversations there are about him being better than Lamar and Josh Allen and Joe Burrow, and no one
There's
believes it.
no uncomfortable conversation. No uncomfortable conversations in my mind, at least. He is absolutely not better than any of those guys. Just
But
like
he
I
won.
think Tyrese Halliburton, he's not better
That's
than
a
Luka Doncic.
conversation, though. I can't get mad at people who
You
have
can't
that
get mad at people for
conversation,
saying
though.
that though, because he's
The
done.
man beat Patrick Mahomes.
Nobody
I
else
can't
has
get
done
mad
it.
at that.
Jackson
With a
and
much
Allen
superior
have
team.
yet to do it. The only person to do it is Burrow. And he
Look.
lost in the championship.
So it's going to be very interesting because if Tyrese wins it, bro, I'm not gonna like saying it, but he's
He
gonna
ain't
be
gonna like
better
saying
than
it. He ain't gonna like talking about Tyrese Halliburton.
He may not take him over, but it's going to
I'm
be.
not
Yeah,
close.
denying
yeah.
Halliburton's talent at all. I'm not going to deny he's a very talented player. Don't get me wrong, but is he better than Luka Doncic? At least on a talent wise?
Why
No,
not?
I don't think he is.
He's a
And
better
if I'm
passer.
judging players on talent wise, that's where I'm
Other
going
than
to.
scoring, what
He's
does
a
Luka
better-
have over Tyrese?
He's a better passer. He's a better defender. I mean, I think Luka rebounds and scores better than him, but he doesn't lead his team better than him.
But then
Doesn't
this
lead
goes
to
back
the-
to the argument
When you
of
come back to
greatness
defense, Tyrese
versus.
Halliburton plays better defense.
a lot, like way
You're
better.
A
absolutely
lot.
right.
10
Don't get me
times
wrong.
better defense.
Like he's
Yes,
not
he
great
may
at
get like
defense.
he may get like 20, 25 on his head, but that's a hard 20. That's not like, oh my gosh,
Like Luka, you can just run by him and get a bucket.
When the Wolves played against the Lakers, all they did was pick on Luka constantly every game,
McDaniels.
and it worked
McDaniels.
every time.
He's too slow.
You're not going to hear any arguments from me about Luka Doncic being a good defender because he's not. He's a terrible defender. But I think he is I'm not going to say miles better, but it's close. He is a much better scorer than Tyrese Halliburton. I
Oh
think.
yeah, no, I'm not disputing that. Tyrese isn't the greatest scorer.
Scoring isn't all. It's scoring. It doesn't make you just a superstar.
No, I don't.
He does everything else,
Honestly,
bro.
not. But Luka Doncic, I just think that again, he took his team to the finals last year, and him and Tyrese. I don't know. I think that this Pacers team has more than that Mavericks team, plain and simple. And he took them as a 5 seed. He was in a similar situation at the same exact time last year. He was in a very similar situation, and he took that team to the finals. And again, yes, he kind of slumped away. He kind of disappeared a little bit in the finals, but they were playing a Celtics team that, again, people were talking about all-time status. Like, they were talking about one of the greatest teams in NBA
Okay,
history.
so
Like,
if-
top-
We got
But the
we got
Thunder
two
are
comments.
also-
The Thunder is one
Comments,
considered that now. The
They
Thunder
won
are
68 games this year.
the Thunder are considered an all-time team right now. If they win the finals, especially like if Tyrese beats that team, there's no like Luka didn't beat one of those teams. Tyrese did. Say if he does.
I don't think the Thunder are on the level the Celtics were last year. I think if
Oh,
those two
Lord,
teams
that's
match
true.
up, that the
We got a
Celtics
comment
win that
saying
game.
that the Indiana Pacers is going to win the NBA Finals.
It's just not true. The Oklahoma
No.
City Thunder are going to win, but they are. That still doesn't take away from the fact that if this Thunder team matched up with that Boston Celtics team, the Celtics would win in a 7-game series. Plain and simple.
I don't know. I think
Celtics.
that'd be very close. Well,
I think it would
if
be
we're talking
close
last
to
year,
the
yeah.
thing.
If we're talking last year with the less experience they had, yeah, absolutely. But this year,
All right, for the sake of argument, would the Mavericks team from last year beat the Oklahoma City Thunder team from this year?
No,
Hell no.
No,
No,
but I think it'd be
definitely
close.
not.
Do you think that
They match up
had
pretty
a
well,
better
though.
chance? Yeah. Do you think they'd have a better chance?
I mean, the
than-
one advantage that
They
they
would have a better
is
chance than
just
they had against the Celtics last year. Yes.
they have Derek Lively on Chet. They got who else? They have PJ Washington on what J Dub or something. They got Kyrie and Luka in the backcourt.
They got Ant?
They got who?
Oh, no, not Ant. Yeah, because Luka's still there. My bad.
Anything? Who else do they have on that team? They had
Gafford.
Gafford off the bench.
Daniel Gafford.
I mean,
Yeah,
Gafford
Hartenstein
and
off the
Hartenstein.
bench.
Tim
That's a great
Hardaway was
matchup.
on that team.
Tim Hardaway, yeah, that's a good matchup. I don't know, man.
I love
That's
how
that's
when
tough.
we talk about that team, that whenever we're like, oh, who else did they have? I love how everybody says Daniel Gafford.
He's good. He was good last year.
He's a good center.
He was a good role player last year, bro.
Oh yeah, who else?
They
What was the
picked
other
him
guy's
up.
name?
I can't remember exactly who else was on that team, but they had some good players.
Dwight Powell, but he doesn't do much of anything anymore.
Powell's crazy, but yeah. Look, man. All I gotta say is, if the Knicks win tonight, and I don't know, force a game 6 or whatever, and
It gets dicey.
then it gets very interesting. But because, like I say, if you don't win right away, and you have this, or if you win right away and you have this long break, it could kind of ruin your mojo. So
Absolutely. I think it's not crazy to say that the Knicks could come back down 3-1. I think that there's a little less than 50% chance it would happen. I think that they're going to win tonight. and I think it's going to come down to Game 6.
I
And
think it could go to 6.
And they got to win 7 though. That's the
yeah,
issue.
right. That's the thing. But they'll be at
They
home
got to
for
win 3
7,
straight
so.
games. That's
But
hard.
the Pacers aren't really experienced with Game 7s yet.
Nope.
A ton. I mean, they played in 1 last year, but other than that, all their series are over in 6 or less.
Yeah, so
Teams just need to close out against the Pacers. I mean, think about
they need
like
to
where the
score
Pacers
more.
would be if teams could like close out against them. And that does say something to the team, but I mean, like how many historic comebacks have they had this playoffs? Like 3 of them already.
That makes them pretty damn good. That's what I'm saying.
That
Like,
does make them good. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's a testament to the team, but it's also a testament to teams can't close it out. I mean,
there's
like
just no way.
They make the other teams
well, you can say
uncomfortable.
the
That's
same
what they
thing
do
for the
so well.
Nuggets. The Nuggets didn't close out Game 7.
yeah, that's very true.
That's why they lost.
That's why
Other
they
thing to
lost.
pay
They didn't
attention
close
to.
it out. Like, I mean, you can say the same thing for the Thunder.
Other
I
thing
don't
to
know
pay
about-
attention to, you got to think about Rick Carlisle. He's already won a finals. He did it
Oh,
with the
yeah.
Mavericks, another crazy run. So just got to think about it.
Yeah, but he
It's very doable.
wasn't the head coach though. But I don't know.
Yeah, he was on the Mavs.
Pretty sure he was 2011.
Jason Kidd?
Yeah, he was.
Oh yeah, he was.
2011.
I keep forgetting Jason Kidd was not a coach at that time. You're right. He was the
No,
player.
Jason
yeah,
Kidd,
Kidd
I
was
think
on the
in
team.
2011.
He was
Jason
still
Kidd was
playing.
still a player back then.
But I always forget about that. I always mix it up. But
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I
with
got-
that,
I
we're
got
going,
Thunder. I got Thunder in 6 next round. Doesn't matter who they play. And-
Thunder in 5, baby.
Dang.
I picked the Thunder at the beginning of these playoffs, but I would
Oh, you
love
can't
to
go
see
back
the
on it
Pacers.
now.
I would
What?
love to see. I would
Thunder
love
in
to
6.
see the Pacers.
Thunder
win.
in
I'll have some fun with it. Give me the Pacers.
Yeah, you sound crazy. Okay.
I would love to
that
see the
makes-
Pacers win.
I wouldn't.
Not going to happen.
I
It's
need
not
to
gonna
get
happen, but
triple crown.
I'll go with the Pacers. Just
We'd have to. I don't know. Never mind.
I need
Just
Shea to get
disregard
the-
that.
All right, we're gonna jump into our next one. Well, they done did it. Florida's headed back to fight for Lord Stanley as they defeat the Carolina Panthers 5-3 to head to the finals. While Edmonton goes up 3-1 on Dallas. The
Yeah.
rematch
Watch.
is
Just wait,
inevitable
bro.
at this point. I
What,
mean,
hey,
the main
what did I
question
tell Drew,
is-
bro? If it gets to 7 games, they're not scoring 3 goals.
The main question is should
don't cut him
the
off.
ma-
Keep going. He's saying all the nice stuff right now.
the main question is should what happened to Dallas? Will the Oilers go back and win it this time? I mean, this is the 6th straight season we have Florida heading to the Stanley Cup. I mean, Lightning were the previous 3, and now Florida went 3 straight. So take a look at the updated bracket. You got your first finals team in there. Florida Panthers, 4-1. Wow.
Well,
It's crazy how the best hockey state in the entire NHL is the furthest south.
It's actually insane that all of the playoffs right now are all being ended in 4-1 fashion for the conference finals for both leagues. If the Oilers win tonight and the Pacers win tonight,
well,
all
I
the
mean,
series will end 4-1.
That would hurt my heart.
I'm trying to wait for someone to talk about this volatile offense that the Stars have, and what have they done since game 1? They've been getting outscored 13-2 in the last 3 games.
Last time I checked,
And-
they got to win 4 games.
Yeah, well, let's
Last
see.
time I checked.
Their backs are against the wall. That's
Yeah.
like it's almost like they probably have it harder than the Knicks, honestly, to get to the
Yeah,
Stanley
they
Cup final.
not that. I don't
No
Edmonton
way.
ain't blowing no 3-1 lead.
I think
bro.
they got it harder than the Knicks.
Bro, the Knicks have it hard right now, man. They got it
The
rough.
Knicks. Don't get it twisted. The Knicks have it seriously hard, but beat like the Oilers ain't blowing no 3-1 lead,
The Knicks look like they have more life than the Stars, though. Would you agree
Absolutely. Dallas has
No.
zero shot.
No.
The Stars have
Absolutely
looked
not.
Dallas
dead
has
on
no life,
arrival
dude.
since game 2.
Absolutely not. No,
No,
way.
well,
The
I
Stars
can
still
say
ahead.
Dallas has a lot of life because they've been down in the series before and they've come back
Exactly.
to win it. But
Knicks don't do
when you
good
look
against
at the
this stuff,
Knicks, they look like the season is over already.
right, bro. They don't even look like they want to play this next game, bro. The Stars,
let
I would
them
argue
win.
the opposite.
Stars still got their heads up, bro. The Knicks are heads down. They don't want to win. The Stars want to win, bro. I'm trying to tell you, bro.
Yeah,
Wait,
everybody's got their head up except for Ottinger. Apparently, he's giving up 4 goals a game.
I don't know what his problem is, bro.
I
He
don't
got
know what
locked in.
happened to Ottinger, bro.
I don't know. He was having a great playoff series and not Now he's
And I was singing his praises all before this series, and now
All
he's
right,
just,
Jalen,
we were
you're the
talking
others,
about
you
him.
can keep milking Ottinger like you were a couple weeks
Come on,
ago.
bro. Get off that. Yeah, I hope they come back. Oh my god, bro. You have no
if
Hey,
they
idea.
come back, I'm
I got a
flaming
green
Connor
shoe.
McDavid. I don't care.
I got a green
Drew,
shoe on
if they,
standby.
Drew,
If
they
Dallas
come back,
come back and win this series, I'm flaming Connor
I'm
McDavid. I
flaming
don't
you,
care.
and you got to get that green shoe. I didn't.
You might
forget
have to have one of those uncomfortable conversations about McDavid if they lose that series.
You got
Yes, I agree.
You got to get that green shoe that you promised that you would eat on live. I promise you. I did not forget about that, bro.
Yeah.
I will
If
flame
they
you.
fall off, it's well deserved. I 100% agree. But I mean, at this point, I'm feeling pretty confident.
Yeah, whatever, bro. It gets 7 games and not scoring 3 goals. Promise you.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
What?
That's a big if, though. They've been getting belt to what the last 3 games. So who says they turn it around now? I was talking about on Tuesday how you kind of just forget about game 3, but game 4 was just as bad as game 3 was for the
Game 4 was
Stars.
worse.
And tonight's in Edmonton, and in that first game, it was a 1-1 game until the third. So I'm not too worried.
Where they going? They're going back to Dallas now? No, they're going back to.
No, they're back in Edmonton tonight.
I thought they were in Dallas tonight. I could be wrong.
They were in
Oh no, they
Dallas.
may be in Dallas.
Oh, they're-
Dude,
Yeah, they are in Dallas. My bad. They were just in
Yeah.
Edmonton.
Going home tonight, and they're gonna win. And then the next test, we're going back.
Yeah.
Edmonton.
They don't
Then
get
they can
past
get home.
that.
Look, man, I'm excited. All I gotta say is, Andrew, get your shit together, please. Please.
This
Stop
could be a
getting hurt.
different conversation a couple of weeks from now, but we'll see. I'm very much so going out on a limb.
It don't
Yeah,
matter.
I will
You
say-
losing in the finals anyways. It don't matter.
I'm milking it too. I'm milking the Draisaitl. I'm milking the Connor McDavid. I'm a part of the train. I will say the
That's
Florida
crazy.
Panthers being on the other side of that is
Have fun.
very PTSD for me.
Have fun. You're losing.
I will
regardless.
say,
Doesn't matter. The Panthers are winning it all. It's
Yep.
It's a
Well,
it's
No
it's-
matter who goes.
yeah.
No matter who
race
makes
for
it,
who
bro.
loses.
No matter
They've
who
just
makes it.
taken care of every single team that they played against. They responded to a 2-0 deficit in the first period and took the lead within a couple minutes yesterday. It was incredible. They were down 2-0 after the first period, then scored 3 goals in the span of like 5 minutes, and boom, all of a sudden they're in front again.
I've been telling everybody every week that we've done this. I'm like, if we see the Panthers in the Stanley Cup Finals, I'm going to be incredibly frustrated, and we're at that point. So
Connor
now
McDavid has had 20-plus points in 4 consecutive postseasons, dating all the way back to 2021 to 2022 seasons.
Listen, man. All I gotta say is
He had 2 goals last night, so
Florida in 5. I don't care who makes it. I want Dallas to make it. I don't want the Oilers to.
damn, 5. That's crazy.
Stop it. In 5 against the Stars, especially
it went
if
to
they go
7
to 7
last year.
games. If they go-
Well, yeah, you said the Stars.
And they were up
You said the Stars,
3-0
but
last year.
Oilers? That might go 6 or 7 again.
They went 3-3.
Yeah, that was
But
kind of
the-
crazy last year.
Panthers won the
Florida
first
in
3.
5 is a
Oilers won the
good-
next
is an
3.
apt
That was a crazy almost comeback. I was nervous.
The Oilers scored first in Game 7 too. I was feeling pretty good, and then they fell off.
Wah, wah.
This year they
Do
got
you
to
think
seal
the
the deal.
Hyman injury is going to affect anything, Drew? Do you think that's going to be a problem?
That's
for
going to
the
be a
Oilers?
tough thing to deal with.
That's
I
gonna
think
be a big
Hyman's been
thing.
a really he's a facilitator, and he's a great part of that offense. But I think that a lot of it is going to come down to goaltending. And I mean, so far Skinner has looked good, but I mean the Stars aren't going to provide the same level of offense that Panthers are. So that's going to be a different story. It's
Florida will.
for me, it's going to have to come down to Skinner. I think we can go and put on 3 goals any game we want to. It's just a matter of keeping them at bay. And Nugent Hopkins is going to have to step up. There's a lot that we're going to see. Wallman's going to have to step up. They got Corey Perry in there, the 40-year-old former Blackhawk. It's gotta see how it goes.
Has Barkov been playing at all for the Panthers? I forget.
That's a good question. Isn't he?
I don't know if
I think
he's
so.
been playing
I
for.
think he has, yeah. But
That's the best Panther of all time, right there. So I hope.
I gotta feel happy for Brad Marchand.
Oh, yeah.
Even that Boston
Oh
Bruins
yeah,
that was trash
they were
this
horrible.
year, and to go to the finals, that's crazy.
That's a great accomplishment. That's probably the best feeling ever. I'm not gonna lie,
Talk about a turnaround.
literally. But,
And the other thing is I hate Bobrovsky. That dude.
yeah,
I-
he-
Mark-
Barkov did play yesterday and had 2 assists.
okay, yeah. I didn't catch the game last night. I was gonna watch the highlights, but I didn't know if he was playing great or not because they kind of need him to be good. But glad they won. So Yeah, bro. I got Panthers in 5 next round. I don't care. You can put all your money on it. Not this isn't
Panthers
betting
in
advice.
5 is wild.
Hey,
Fine.
just keep adding fuel to the fire.
Not crazy, bro.
I did want to jump into the breaking news that I did just see is that the MLB invests in Athletes Unlimited softball, meaning that could end up being the pro league for women.
Thank God.
Let's do
Finally.
it.
They
Softball
needed
is
one.
such a great sport. I love
Softball's
Softball is incredible to watch. I mean, they throw hard too, just like the men.
Yeah, bro. I'm excited
I mean,
for
they've
that.
been breaking records for fastest pitch pretty much all season this year too, so it's
Yeah.
only getting better.
And from the distance she's throwing it from,
Are they in the Royd era?
Like 79 miles per hour. That's like almost like 108 or something in MLB terms.
That's crazy.
That's something like that. It's like a wild stat that she's throwing harder than Aroldis Chapman. I'm like,
I
as
think
a
this could be a
starting pitcher-
sport. This could be a sport for women where they can get like really good pay. I believe that. I don't know. I
people
think
love softball.
that's what I'm saying,
That's
bro.
awesome, dude.
Bro, college softball gets so many views. It's actually kind of ridiculous. So I don't know. I think
Could you imagine if you put they got a league going, but make it bigger and
you
know.
can leech off the MLB. They got all the money in the world,
yeah, it could be like the WNBA. It's funded by the MLB,
but better.
but better. Yeah, because I think softball. I don't think they would lose money because people love watching softball. And basketball is a certain kind of brand of basketball that people want to watch, and if it ain't that, then they're not going to.
And there's only like 12 teams in the WNBA, so that kind of
Yeah.
Once they start
12 players.
once they expand the rosters to like maybe 15 people, like an NBA roster, and get the teams to up to like at least 20.
need money to do that.
Yeah, if they get it to at least 20, then I think they'll be fine. But
WNBA Milwaukee, yeah, right. We wouldn't miss a game. Tell you that.
This looks like a win-win situation for everybody. Just on the front face, it's great. I'm very happy with this decision.
I love softball, dude.
put them in actual stadiums and stuff. Build it up. It doesn't have to be like MLB stadiums because
It can be like one of those minor league stadiums.
yeah, like one of them minor league stadiums or something. You know.
I mean,
Hey,
and it
Pat
gives
Mahomes been hyping up Texas
opportunities
Tech.
it gives opportunities for other cities to have professional sports teams too. You could explore new markets with this because if
Yeah.
you could make it like a minor league affiliate type deal, but make it just for women and send them to smaller cities that maybe don't have a team, like a Green Bay, for example, or something along those lines. Or
Nashville.
yeah, something like
Madison.
that. Cities
Yeah, they got
where
some
they
bigger
could just
cities to
really
hit
take
on.
advantage of the market. And because softball is such a popular sport, you're going to draw crowds there no matter what. I think Madison's another great
I was
example
gonna say, you
too.
can send them to Madison. They get so much money from that. I
There's
think
a team in Chicago. I know there is.
softball.
Yeah,
Mm.
the Athletes Unlimited thing. There's a team in Chicago, I believe it is, because I went with my uncle when he took this. I think it was 2 summers ago. I think we went to a game and up there when my cousin was playing in the stadium.
Hmm.
Yeah, my
I
cousin
heard.
was playing. Yeah, she was playing in the stadium, and it was Athletes Unlimited. So yeah.
Oh,
We
That's
didn't
always
actually we didn't actually see the actual like girls playing on there, but we seen my cousin's team. She was like I think 12, I think 13, I think something like that. I think she's getting ready to go to high school. So
let me tell you. Do you guys know how like they're able to how these changeups work in softball? Because it seems like they're throwing at the same speed. They're going at the same arm speed at least, and then it just seems like the ball is just getting to home plate slower and slower. It's I just saw this picture from Oshkosh, Brianna Muji. Oh my goodness, the difference between her fastball and her changeup was like 15 miles an hour, and it seemed like she was going the same speed every time.
I mean, when I called the Whitewater games this year too, Brooke Hawk really stuck out. I don't know if any of you guys called any of their games through the years, but her off speed was just really tough to hit because the fastball and off speed, it's so clear to tell like when they're throwing different pitches from the booth, but you can't assume that based on the arm angle or anything like that.
yeah, I will say as a former baseball player, watching and actually being in the box is totally different than seeing it from the stands because you actually have to time it up and hit it. Where you in the stands, you get like an extra minute to see what pitch it was and things like that. So
I think it's the
That's
hardest
why.
thing to do
That's
in
why it's
professional
actually.
sports.
That's why it's so impressive that they're able to hit pitches that's throwing like 79 miles per hour. Yeah, my mom had said it was the Bandits. That's what it is. The Chicago Bandits, I believe. Yeah. So they have a team in Chicago. So
Can bring a team to Milwaukee, have it in American Family Field just for shits and giggles.
Baseball and softball is like the only sport where if you're a hitter and you're only do your job 30 to 40% of the time, you're one of the best players there is. So
yeah, it's like
kinda talk
30%
about
success rate, and you're good.
it's insane, and it's going to bring a new attention. It's going to bring in new funding. This is going to be a big deal, and I'm all here for it.
all right. Well, let's jump into our last topic, which is NFL OTAs. You know, NFL OTAs kicked off yesterday. We had Sanders throwing a TD on his first pass. We had to Mahomes arriving all the way up to Travis Hunter getting started in Jacksonville. By the way, congratulations to him on marrying his wife, marrying his fiance. Congratulations to that guy. They've been through a lot, and I only want to see them succeed. So, what should we be expecting from teams at training camp in about a month away? You know, we got some video footage of players here. So let me know when y'all ready or whenever y'all want to see that stuff. But what should we be expecting and what should we be looking for from teams as we get ready for the season?
Anthony Richardson versus Daniel Jones. Who's going to get the starting job? That's what I'm looking at. I want to see who gets that.
And the crowd goes mild.
That's what I'm looking
This is
at.
the time of year, though, that I call it overreaction city, too, where it's just you see one player run one bad route out of like the 30 that they run that day, and everyone's going crazy over it. People are reacting to different players. I just want to see him on the field, like in a real game setting, before I draw too many rash conclusions about anybody.
Yeah,
One thing oh, go ahead.
All right. I was going to say, when I first got to Green Bay as an intern and OTAs were starting in 2023, I always would go up to like sports and just try to figure out what they were doing. And so I would just be like, what did we learn today? And they're like, it's OTAs, so absolutely nothing. So nothing that's going to there's 4 months till the season, first of all. So these rookies, first of all, still learning the playbook. So you can't expect them if they run a bad route to be all you can't get frustrated at that. But I think when you look at that, then yeah.
Do you guys think that like sitting out of OTAs is a big deal? Because obviously back then, like Aaron Rodgers used to do it a lot, and there's some bigger names like Kirk Cousins, James Cook, Kyle Pitts, guys like that. Stephon Diggs is in a huge controversy now because he's missing them, and he's got videos coming out of him on boats doing stuff. And but like, do you think that like is a big deal, or do you think it's just kind of whatever? Like that's in their rights to do that.
It typically isn't a good sign.
Yeah, I think I mean, like Drew said, they don't really learn much, but like to build that chemistry and then to get your knowledge up on those playbooks is crucial, especially down the line in the season. Because I know you only have, you have OTAs and then you got, training camp and then preseason. I know it's a lot of time to learn the playbook, but the earlier the better you can sharpen your skills. And if you miss OTAs and then you just jump right into training camp, I mean, you're going to be lost. You're not going to be having any connection with anybody. And in football, that's like the biggest thing, especially with quarterback, wide receivers, and tight ends, and even the O-line, the running backs. That's also pretty important because if you don't go to OTAs and learn which gap you are assigned to go through and what cutback lanes you can find, like all that stuff is very important, bro. Like I never understood why people don't want to do it. I know they're rich and they have other stuff that they want to do,
like Stephon Diggs being on a boat.
Like, bro, I've never understood why you would not want to get better at your game and win a Super Bowl, bro. Like, I've
mind you, Stephon Diggs is on a new team, so he's just partying on a boat. With,
it sets a horrible precedent for a guy like Diggs to be skipping.
That's why guys like that is a bigger deal because that's like he has a new contract. I can understand maybe sitting out, like TJ Watt is sitting out because he wants a new contract right now, and Kirk Cousins, he probably wants to go to a different team because he's not going to be the starter, but like. Guy like Stephon Diggs, what are you doing, dude? Like, get to OTAs, man. You just signed a contract with the new team. Like, what are we doing?
I don't understand it. I never will. But like, if I was playing football, bro, like, yes, the offseason is the offseason. But once OTAs hit, bro, you got to really lock in and try to help the team out. I mean, unless you got a family, obviously, then you got to, make some sacrifices or whatever. But if you're just Stefan Diggs, like having a blast with women on a boat, like, bro, like
With pink stuff.
It's not a good look.
Yeah, with pink stuff in his hand, like, man, what are you doing, bro? Like, it's just Jesus Christ. Like, I don't know.
Stefan looks like he's having a good time.
He's working with a young team, a young quarterback, where you're going to have to develop that chemistry. You're supposed to be the veteran in that locker room, especially for those younger wide receivers. And it just sets a horrible example for them that you're not there. You're not partaking in those voluntary workouts that they're all going through. And then you're going to probably walk in 2 months later. And if you're just taking reps light or anything like that, it just sets a horrible example for those young guys. And it's like, if you want to be the best, you got to train like the best too. And I don't know if he's been doing that. Obviously, he had an injury last season, so I don't know where he's at with his rehab or anything. But it just feels like his career is kind of on the down.
He seems fine. He seems fine. He was doing these workouts in the weight room. He was doing the shuffle ladder stuff that they do, the wide receivers do. Bro, he looked like faster. He looked bigger too. Like he looked a lot stronger than he did last year.
I don't judge people on what they do outside of the sport that they play or whatever their personal lives is, but he looked fine to me sitting on that boat. So
yeah, I was gonna say. Well, on the bright side, he's probably getting his cardio in. So I mean, what can you say?
No doubt
keep
about
it
that.
PG at least, PG-13.
Have you guys seen that video where it's like all the Vikings players and it's like, who would you not let date your daughter or whatever, and every single person says Diggs?
Yeah, that's starting to look real good now.
He's a dog.
What they were saying.
He's a dog, man. He dogs people, bro.
Well, here's the thing. We're going to be talking about culture and attitude right now, and he's still going to find a way to put up 1,200 receiving yards this season. That's just OTAs for you.
Well,
he's going to be the number one for the first time in years.
Sure, Sanders with his first touchdown. Obviously, I don't know if you see much, but it's a good pass.
Hey, all I got to say is Gabriel – got to think
the second touchdown.
You got to think, bro. Like they kind of got off in the draft. They're only paying him what, $5 million a year, something like that.
They got I think they got the steal of the draft.
I mean, I don't think they're going to be like that great. Their defense is going to be great, but if he can transcend that offense a little bit,
like look at this ball. Like look at this ball again. Like. Like, that's over two guys. Like,
now, granted, there's no rush.
There's no rush. There's no pass.
No line. There's 7v7. Yes, we understand. But I'm telling you, in these 7v7s and OTAs, you can see a lot of a quarterback, bro. Like, it's just up to the regular scrimmages. Like, how are you going to respond? Like when you get that O-line and D-line out there, it's going to be very tough to, kind of adapt a little bit. You're going to have to do that. I have to see that first before I say anything else. But I'm looking out for him, and I think he's on the right track for sure. But
he'll get playing time this year as a starter. He will get playing time this year as a starter. It won't be right away. It'll be probably Kenny Pickett or Joe Flacco starting the season, but he will get playing time this season as a starter.
I think they're going to trade Gabriel.
Crap in the bed.
I wonder who they're going to trade Gabriel to. What team do you guys think? I don't even know.
I don't know. I think the biggest thing with the Browns is I think that who will be the first person they turn to when
he could be the backup there.
Pickett or Flacco isn't cutting it. Are they going to turn to Gabriel first? Or are they going to turn to Shedeur? I think that's kind of what they're playing for here in OTAs.
I mean, we're going to learn a lot in preseason as well with that, just seeing their reps, seeing who's playing better in those drills, even in the games too. I know for a lot of like the better players in the league or the veterans, it doesn't mean nearly as much, but even seeing Shedeur in a preseason game ball out against somebody, whereas Gabriel struggles, that's going to mean something. It's going to push him up the depth chart.
Dude, my theory about preseason, I think quarterbacks should play like at least like one half every game, like the starters, to just like get their feet wet. Like don't go like 100%. Obviously, don't keep them in the entire half, but like keep them in for like a little bit of the game, get their feet wet. So then when week one comes around, they're ready, they're solid, they know the playbook, and I don't know. I think Shedeur's gonna learn a lot, and I think they're gonna trade Gabriel to like the Cardinals or something, be a backup there because
he might end up going to the Jets.
No way they send him. to the Jets. They
I mean,
got
if-
Justin
I mean,
Fields.
Well,
if the Fields
if Fields
project
doesn't
doesn't
work
work,
out,
if
who
Fields
else
doesn't
they
work
got?
out, well,
Who's their backup?
Right, that's what I'm
Tyrod
saying.
Taylor.
Got
I think,
anybody
right?
else?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the best destination for him to go is to sit. And if Fields don't pan out to be well or don't go well, then Gabriel steps in.
Who do you guys
Yeah,
think that
okay.
do you guys think Kirk Cousins is going to be traded before the start of the season?
He has
And
to,
who,
bro.
too?
I mean, they're not
If they
gonna.
can get
No
anything
one
for
wants him.
him, they
He's
will.
the top. He's like the top guy of like, if we need a QB in season, we're going to go to Kirk Cousins, or we're going to try to trade him to have him there in case we need him in the season. So
No
I
one
see the
wants
Jets
him.
going after Cousins, but I think he still has some stuff to give. He's not his past self. He's past his prime, but yeah, he had a bad year last year with the Falcons. But before that, I mean, he was a serviceable quarterback, and I think that he could definitely be one of the better backups in the league right now. And
Getting paid that much money though is crazy.
I
that's
think
what I'm
he's
saying.
not-
That's why the Falcons can't keep him, because like you're
He's
not
a
going to pay
Steeler.
starter money to sit on the bench.
It could be a Steeler.
he's a Steeler. If they've been praying to Lord Rodgers.
Rodgers is a
Lord
Steeler.
Lord. He's not gonna sign with them.
Yes,
That's gonna
he
be
will.
Cousins.
He's waiting on the Vikings,
No.
dude. He doesn't want to sign with the Steelers.
He's
We got
gonna
some
sign
Travis,
with the
we got some
Steelers.
Travis Hunter clip. Then we got a Cam Ward clip, but his wasn't in OTAs though. His was, and I think when he first got there, I believe 7v7s, I think, or something like that. Because in OTAs, I've seen a lot of the videos. All he's been doing was handing the ball off. So
Typical Titans.
The Titans are mainly a run team, anyways. But
and I mean they look. And then here's his wide receiver that he had in college. I like
Honestly-
Restrepo a lot. He's going to be a great for them in the slot.
The Titans should not start Cam Ward this year. That's my thoughts on that
should
situation.
we start him? He's the first overall pick.
Nah, don't start. I think that it doesn't matter. He's not going. What is he going to offer this team this year that is going to? They're not going to make the playoffs. They're not going to sniff the playoffs. They are not going to be good this year.
Some experience
Start behind. You can get experience as a backup. I get it.
against
But
against
the
a
last
lesser
thing you
quarterback.
want-
Paid this man 40
So you're saying that they should just punt the season and start Mailman the whole time?
No,
No.
start Levis. Yes, start Levis. Levis is a starter
Oh
that you
my
can throw
God.
out there. You're not going to have success this year because you know what's going to happen. You know what's going to happen is the Titans are going to send him out there. Titans are going to send Cam Ward out there. Their team is not going to have any success for 2 to 3 seasons, and then they're going to be like, "Oh, Cam Ward sucks. He's time to
They
bench
had the
him."
number one pick.
Okay, wait.
That's
No,
what
he
I-
had.
good.
No,
That's
wait,
the
hold on.
case. Draft
The
something
number
one-
besides
no, no.
a quarterback.
Wasted
No, hold on,
by
hold on.
doing this because
see what
bad
you're
teams
saying.
take them and then they get blamed for their problems.
I completely agree with you saying, but they took the number 1 overall pick, bro. They have to
Yes,
plan.
obviously
Just
they're
the
not.
issue.
Obviously they're going to start him, but they
But
shouldn't.
I
start
understand
him.
what you're saying. I
I
completely
see what
understand.
The
you're saying,
philosophy
but I'm like,
works.
if you pay $40 million for the first overall
Yeah,
pick, bro,
it's
if he's
that,
starting, I don't care.
At
I'm not
that
gonna just-
point, they should have traded it. But
Actually, come to mind you, I actually do have a clip from Will Levis actually talking about, Cam Ward.
Been great. I mean, I'm here for him however I can be, and he's a really smart kid, and we've been able to talk a lot about just the different installs that we've gone through, and hearing his perspective and how he sees things, and he's a heck of an athlete, heck of a quarterback too. So it's been fun going out there and playing with him.
A lot of
I mean, he knows he's not starting. Like he knows.
He knows he's not
Yeah,
starting.
he's a backup now.
He knows he's a
He's
backup.
got no attitude. He's got no.
I'm a big fan
yeah,
of Cam
he's
Ward.
just
I
cute,
think
I guess.
I think I just don't want to see that happen to him. Where the Titans are not going to be playoff contenders for the next couple of years. Just not going to happen.
Yeah, they're more
rebuilding.
than one piece away. But I thought they should have drafted Abdul Carter or Travis Hunter.
Yes,
They
that
stuck
would have
with
been good.
Levis.
In our mock draft, we didn't even have Cam Ward go at 1.
No, yeah, it was Travis Hunter. or
Everybody
Abdul,
knew he
it
was going
Carter.
at 1, but they should the better pick would have been Abdul Carter.
Right,
Because the
and
problem was not quarterback. Like Will Levis, yes, he's not good. Don't get me wrong. He's not a great.
he was a
QB by
rookie.
any means.
You know, he was a rookie.
But
I
yeah,
mean,
he's a young guy, and what weapons does he have? What he doesn't have a line protection.
Ajay
Like,
Spears, Tony
that's what I'm
Pollard.
saying. They
Tony
got
Pollard.
nobody.
Calvin
nobody.
Ridley.
Got a washed D Hop up in there.
Yeah, watch
To
D-Hop.
think that they
Calvin
have
Ridley
those
didn't
two
like
wide
it.
receivers and still can't win is insane.
I mean, D-Hop is overrated, and Calvin Ridley's just.
Well, D-Hop ain't there anymore. He's with the Chiefs. So
No, he was though. He was there for.
Diop's
yeah.
on the Ravens now, isn't he?
Oh, he's on.
Yeah.
He's on the Ravens. Oh yeah, that's right. He is on the.
I thought he
Ravens.
was.
That's tough.
I didn't even see that. That's insane. Like
Yeah. Bro,
Lamar
the Ravens-
Jackson just got another.
Hey man, he didn't
Bro,
ask
I'm
for it.
sorry. There's no excuses if you don't win the title this
Bro,
season, bro.
D-Hop. He's like 35.
Oh,
Let's relax.
Yeah,
Jalen.
D-Hop
This
is
is like
not-
talking about the
D-Hop
Cavs
is
adding
ain't all
Shaq
that.
in like 2009 and being like, oh, they're gonna win the
Yeah, this
finals
is
for
literally
sure.
nothing, bro. Don't do that. It's
Yeah,
DeAndre Hopkins and his
When the
Shaq.
Cardinals
He's a
added
wide
Albert
receiver.
Oh, they
Pujols
should have
back in
won the championship
2022.
last season.
Bro, what? No, I mean, it's just no, bro. Like he's going against Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. I mean, it's
But
just the
you
same
were
stuff every
saying
year.
all on Hawk Talk that Lamar Jackson was going to win the.
Yeah,
he
I absolutely
needed to
did
win
believe
the
that.
NFL
I absolutely
championship.
did, and then he choked.
The
He
Super
choked the
Bowl.
first half of the game and came back, and then Mark Andrews dropped the ball. Like it doesn't play on the cards for him yet, bro. Like it's gonna happen, but
This
You know,
year, they're
you
going to
have to
go to
push
the
back
Super
on it
Bowl this
sometime.
year. I don't know if they'll win it, but they're going to go.
Man, he
this
was
year.
putting
They'll
Josh
represent
Allen
the
through
AFC.
hell.
Josh Allen wasn't better than Lamar Jackson. That's
As long as
They
it's
better
anyone
go.
but the
Running out of
Chiefs.
time.
Anyone but the Chiefs.
but
No, the Ravens are going to go to the Super Bowl this year.
I hope so.
I agree.
I got his jersey for a reason. I got him and Saquon's jersey in my closet right now. So I thought that.
I mean, Jordan Love's getting Green Bay number 5, but like, you know, the other side can be the Ravens too.
Anyways,
Yeah. Sounds good to me.
Yeah, we're going. Anyways,
Anyway. And let's
I
move
just went
on.
100 million to 0.
Listen, man. All I gotta say is this, man. Cam Ward, he's gonna play first of all, and
He's
I
gonna be good,
said
dude.
the same thing before the season started. I said, hey, Cam Ward is gonna have a good season, but like in Nashville, he might not even win Rookie of the Year, bro. Like if Shador starts,
Yes.
if
It's not going to be good.
if any of the wide
reasonable amount
receivers
of
go
time.
off, if any of the wide receivers go off, like Travis Hunter goes off this year, like I don't know, bro.
This might be the year where a quarterback doesn't win it.
I just
actually
think unless
Travis
you're
Hunter's the
desperate,
I think
like-
Travis Hunter's the favorite to win Rookie of the Year right now.
Oh, it should be absolutely.
Yeah. I just think unless you're desperate, you shouldn't send rookie QBs like out. Like if you have nobody else, then yeah. But like rookie
It's his first
QBs,
overall
man,
pick,
like
bro.
is rare. That yes, and I get the business behind it. I wasn't
gonna make the
saying
most
that
money.
he's not going to start because he will start. But
Well,
I'm
they're
just
gonna
saying,
make the most money playing him, though. That's the thing. That they don't care about that. They care about
right.
money.
I mean, that's the owner. That's the owner coming down on it. But if we, I can't even imagine. I think that we would have so many more like quarterback success stories from like young QBs if they got some opportunities and they weren't just thrown into the fire right away. Because it's like you're just in such a losing situation. If you're Cam Ward right now, be like, hey, buddy, here's what we want you to do. We want you to go out there, do the best you can, and take us to the playoffs, win the Super Bowl. And he's probably looking at that roster, be like, man, we're gonna be lucky if we win 5 games this season. Like,
Yeah, that the Bears did that to Justin Fields, but I digress. We're gonna jump
exactly.
into final thoughts. The Bears did that to Justin Fields, but I digress. We'll jump into final thoughts. Quick final thoughts.
Go ahead, Jalen.
Who first?
Go ahead.
You first, Jalen. You never. Go
Oh, I will say. Oh man, Caitlin Clark being injured. The Indiana Fever looked like dog, bro.
Paige. What up, Paige? Yeah, it's your time.
Indiana Fever looked like dog.
Paige,
Without
Bucket,
Caitlin
it's your turn.
Clark.
It's your turn, Paige.
She's the backbone of that team.
Oh my
Yeah.
god,
That's one of the
she
leagues.
is. I'm sorry,
She
bro.
is the
They
fever.
look like dogs without.
They look like before they drafted her, huh?
Yeah, they look. I watched the game last night. I watched some of the game last night because I couldn't stand watching the Timberwolves. But I watched some of the game last night, and I'm like, "Are we for real?" wait, we got DeWanna Bonner and Natasha Howard and Sophia Cunningham, and this is how we look.
They were the number one
Coach.
pick for a reason.
I'm like,
a
you're
couple years
telling me
back.
we need Caitlin Clark
Huh?
to be great.
Well, wasn't Aaliyah Boston a number 1 pick like the year before too? Like, what's she doing when
She
Caitlin's
was-
out?
I don't know.
She was balling. I said that she was balling,
She's a baller, but
but she ain't got no supporting cast without Caitlin.
Did the Browns to the WNBA?
ooh,
Ooh.
the Colts of the WNBA.
Who?
Probably.
I would say they're more like the.
I think the Colts is like a perfect.
I think they're more like the Rams. They're
It's
good,
good,
but
yeah.
without Matthew Stafford, they were terrible.
That's a good comp.
They weren't that bad without him, were they?
Yeah.
So by that
they
standard,
were
Matthew
terrible.
Stafford is
Yeah,
Caitlin Clark.
Without him.
Their
They
team's
were
good.
I don't think
proper
Stafford's
dog
the reason
water
that
a
the
couple
Rams
years
are
ago.
winning, though.
Their offense was pretty man, but their defense has always been good. But whatever.
I mean, we saw the Rams without Stafford the year after the Super Bowl, and they won like 5 games.
That's
And
what
they
I'm
got
saying. Like they
destroyed
look like
almost
the
every
Rams
game.
without Stafford.
Yeah, but it wasn't just Stafford that was hurt on that team. Like,
Yeah,
there were
the
a
whole
lot of
team was hurt that year,
They,
bro. I
they
don't
were
know.
all banged up.
Have we seen what Stafford was doing in Detroit without Megatron?
Of course, but I mean, I'm just
That's what I'm saying. Like the Rams, they look like the Rams. They're a good team, but they just don't look right without their leader.
So Matthew Stafford is Caitlin Clark.
anyway.
She transcends an organization. But go ahead, we got 5 minutes.
My final thoughts is be on the lookout for Amarian Hampton and Trey Harris, the two
Shut
rookies
up.
that we drafted from the Chargers.
Shut up.
What do you mean, shut up? We got the
Hampton
second
will
best
win
running
you
back in the
dynasty
draft.
football leagues. If
Yeah,
you're in a
whatever.
dynasty football league, draft Omarion Hampton because in a couple years he will win you your league.
They decided they decided to take him from the Broncos.
Oh, yeah.
He's Javonte Williams too.
What do you mean taking from the Broncos? The
Broncos
Broncos had a
passed
pick
up on
before
him.
us. The Broncos had the picks before us. Y'all didn't take him. What do you mean?
Yeah,
That's
they
what
did.
I'm saying. I'm pissed.
Yeah, we took him, and that's the second best running back in the draft, and then we got Trey
Wait, I
Harris.
did the Chargers took him, but I think the Chargers had a pick before us.
No, you had it before
Broncos
us, bro.
took
You were
20,
like
right?
you were like mid-teens, weren't
Broncos were 20, and they took Jediah Barron. I
you? Yeah,
think
we were
his
like
name was.
22. We were like 22, 23. something
Yeah,
like
the
that.
Chargers, I thought they were going to pick Golden because
So did I,
obviously
yeah.
Green Bay got him, but
We got
that's what
Trey
I
Harris,
thought
though.
they were going to do.
But you know, Harbaugh likes the running back, so I'm telling you, look out for Marion Hampton this year. I mean, he's going to be running with Najee Harris back there, and then Trey Harris. I think he's going to start over QJ, and it's going to be Trey Harris, McConkey, and Mike Will at the wide receivers, and QJ is going to be the sixth man, unfortunately. So
Are you in
QJ
favor
needs
of
a
the,
fresh start, is what he needs.
Are you in favor of the Chargers reuniting with Keenan?
Yes, I don't know why they haven't signed him yet. What are they doing?
I don't know why he hasn't signed anywhere yet. That's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
anywhere, literally, right? But he said he doesn't want to go anywhere besides LA or Chicago. So, I think if he
That's
came
crazy
back,
as hell.
help our wide receiver,
Bring him
room out a
back.
little bit.
Bring him
Him
back.
and Amari Cooper. They need to sign somewhere already.
And Mark Cooper can stay where he is, but
He's gonna stay with the
Yeah.
Bills.
He's not even on their team right now. He's a free agent.
He's gonna resign with them though.
No way.
I'd be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked.
Not after the way they used him.
Yeah, they didn't even use him, bro. They didn't.
Well, they
even
didn't
want
have him for a full season. They couldn't even really put him into their game.
But they didn't give him the ball hardly at all.
They won
last
like one
year.
time a game.
Yeah, they
Just
threw it to
throw
him
the
twice a
ball
game,
once.
and he didn't catch any of them. So
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You got to catch the ball to get the ball. So.
right. So I mean, I'm not really. Mark Cooper's overrated to me, so I'll leave it at that.
Man, he
All right,
fell
I'll
off
go
on
next.
that.
Yeah. I'll say I missed really hard on Quentin Johnson, and I thought he was going to be the next DeAndre Hopkins. That was obviously
didn't.
not the case.
These few
Anyways.
receivers are not good, bro. They're not good.
Yeah. But I'm going to talk Brewers. Good for them. They won 4 in a row, but I'm not impressed yet. They still got a lot more work ahead of them in order to really make a stamp in this division where the Cubs are outright the best team. The Cardinals are on a run. The Brewers really need to – they still got more to do, and they got to stop optioning Logan Henderson every time he makes a start. It is crazy. That dude is the second
He's going to
best
run
pitcher
out of
on the team.
options.
Fly to W.
Got more work to do.
Shout out to Sal Frelick, though. 4-hit game yesterday. And 2 of the hits were the most Sal Frelick hits that I think only Sal Frelick could get.
I can agree with
They
that.
just kind of get slapped out to the opposite field.
You got 2 minutes. Go ahead.
I also wanted to talk about the Brewers really quick. We finally got our first series sweep of the year over Boston. Boston just out-Brewered the Brewers in that series. Like, some of the ways that they lost, that throw in extras, that completely missed the plate, that could have almost ended the game. And it was just, I don't even know, like, they invent new ways to lose every game, it feels like. And that team has way too much talent to be as bad as they are.
And well, Bregman wasn't playing, and they won't call up Roman Anthony for some reason. So that's the Red Sox for you.
Go ahead, Nolan.
My final thought is the Knicks Pacers series is going 7. It's going 7. I don't know if it'll end in a Knicks win, but it's going 7. That's all I gotta say.
I could see it.
Give me the KNICKS.
I don't think the Knicks are done yet at all. Like we were talking about that earlier. I don't think they're done yet.
I hope
Just don't bring
lose
up
They got
those
more
points
to say.
tonight. If they
They're not
lose
losing
by
by-
40,
If they lose by 1. Let's be real here.
they lose by 40.
It'll be a comeback win.
You're
They'll
gonna
against
hang
the
around.
Y'all
Pacers.
gonna have to contain
MSG
me.
atmosphere is far too good for them not to hang around.
I agree.
You can say the
Top
same thing. They
threes.
lost to their first 2 games there, so.
They lost the first one.
That game 7 is gonna hit like crack. That's all I gotta say. It's gonna be beautiful.
The NBA is not ready for. They don't want
We
2
are
series
not
to end in
telling-
5 years. They got too much money to be made.
YouTube, we are not telling people to do drugs.
Scott, the series extender Foster is
Metaphor.
going to come in clutch.
It's a metaphor. We don't do drugs over here.
We're gonna get demonetized.
Yeah. If we ever get monetized.
YouTube pays.
Subscribe, like,
Open.
share, comment, follow our podcast page on other platforms. So we have a Spotify as well. And if you're on Spotify, come to the YouTube side to watch us video wise. We post reels, shorts of the stories. Shorts for the shows, polls, question boxes. And you can always DM us on things you'd like to have answered or comments you may have. We try to dabble into music, film, travel, or life outtakes or whatever. We try to, dabble into all things. But, that'll be it for this edition. And we'll see you, hopefully tomorrow we'll see what happens.